All right, episode 13 of Iron Fist. The very last episode has been a long journey, but we finally made it. Um, so episode 13 starts off with Danny and Colleen on the run. They realize that Harold Meacham set them up, of course. Ward Meacham gets in contact with them. They formulate a plan to go after Harold Meacham. They realize after talking to Jerry Hogarth that the only way that they're going to be cleared is by finding out is by proving that they're innocent, so that way they won't go to jail. Um, it turns out that Harold has all the information that they need in his safe at the office, and that's also where he is currently held up with a bunch of security guards around and everything. Claire is still there, being the voice of reason, while Danny the whole time is like, I'm gonna kill this guy. It's the only way. And I feel like Madame Gao kind of put that in his head because she wanted him to cross that line, um, but he ultimately doesn't, which is awesome. Um, the major conflict goes on. They get to the office. Kung fu action ensues, and then the coolest shot from there is Danny jumps over a table, does like a wild spin 360, and then he ignites his Iron Fist, shoves it into the ground. It causes like an explosion of chi. Sends all the different security flying as well as Harold. Um, but somehow Harold like gets up and runs to the roof. And of course we get the young guy, old man showdown, which should never be as close as it always is for some reason. See John Wick, the first one. Um, but you gotta have that final fight. You gotta have that final fight, and Madame Gao, she wasn't around, so it had to happen. So it was really slow, slow burn. Harold had a gun, so that's like his equalizer. He actually shoots Iron Fist through the hand that he always makes iron. Um, so it's like, oh wow, maybe you can't use a fist. Eventually, though, after getting like a bunch of hits, taking a bunch of hits, Danny finally just like hits him like one time, and he falls back. Hero falls back into a spike that goes through his stomach, and of course he's gonna die. But if he dies, he'll still come back because his head is still intact. So while he's impaled, Danny's like, I'm not gonna kill you. Turns around and then, of course, Harold tries to make a move for the gun that he dropped close to him. He works himself off the spike, picks up the gun, shoots it at Danny. Danny ignites his other fist, and of course, bullet ricochets off, and Ward plugs Harold, and he was so happy. Like I could tell, like he's been trying to kill his dad for quite some time now, and he finally was able to do it. All right, and they cremate Harold, which I was wondering. Like I was like, even if he fell, like is was if he's not decapitated, can he still come back? But they end up cremating him, so he is not coming back. I don't think, unless he can grow back from a cell. But it never really seemed like it was a growth thing, going on. Like, but then again, his I think his finger grew back, so maybe. Didn't think about that till right now. Um, yeah, so after all this is wrapped up, Danny invites Colleen to come back with him to come along, which is awesome. I was glad that he just wasn't gonna leave her. Like, why would you leave Colleen? Colleen is like crazy hot, and she does kung fu moves. So they go back to Kunlun. They see a bunch of different. They see a bunch of different bodies strewn about. It turns out it's bodies of hand members right at the entrance, and then they walk a little farther, and then the same shot where we saw Kunlun before, Kunlun is no longer in that spot. The gate wasn't closed or anything. It's just Kunlun was not there. Um, so now that's where we are at the end of this first season. I think this is gonna be something that is a major point for the Defenders. I don't think they're gonna keep it waiting for Iron Fist season 2, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure the whole hand thing is gonna come to a head in Defenders, so we'll probably get a bunch of these characters back in there. It was pretty solid. You know, it was pretty solid as a series. It's definitely not a bad series. It was a good series. And but just like I said a few videos ago, I didn't think it was gonna shape up to be like better than any of the other Netflix ones that I've seen, and it's not. It's not. Me, Daredevil, season 1 and 2, those are the top, and then we're gonna go to actually this order is crazy, but Jessica Jones. I really enjoyed Jessica Jones because, like I said before, character is a big thing with me. I thought Jessica Jones was awesome. Um, I don't think it was praised enough for what it did. It gave us like a really complex hero villain situation. Sometimes you didn't even know which one of them to root for. Although Purple Man was like super evil. He's a evil bastard, but yeah, and then Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist. I'm hoping that Defenders will top that list. If not, then I'm hoping at least it'll just be right under Daredevil season 1, and give some space between that and Daredevil season 2. But those were perfect. I so far there's nothing that I've seen in Marvel television that can rival either of those seasons whatsoever. Waiting for the Inhumans coming up. That should be fun to check out. A big fan of Agents of Shield. I'm like halfway through this season. I gotta catch up. I missed a few episodes, but I've been watching Agents of Shield faithfully since it started, and I like what they do. It's a TV show, so they're a little limited to what they can do. Um, and there's a bunch of other stuff coming up with Marvel, DC, and just movies in general. I'm gonna try to do as many. I don't know if they're gonna be straight up reviews. I know I do like a lot of recap too, but a lot of recaps and reviews because that's gonna be the name of the channel, R&R, recap and reviews, with Keith Brower. And thank you so much for sticking with me through these first series of videos. I'm gonna try to change things up when I get a chance and make things a little better, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And that's it, man. Thank you. Peace.